Yes.
For those of you who don't even know how the swine fever looks like, we're showing you some images of it. So you can join us again on Facebook and you get to see how a pig that has that infection, the swine fever, looks like and all. But again, we'll be showing you videos of some behavior, some wickedness on the part of some Ghanaians, knowing very well that an animal is not too well, so therefore the meat is not wholesome. They still make advances, they make moves to sell, to sell it to people. We'll be telling you much more. When you join us on Facebook, you'll be seeing things for yourself as well. But how did they get into our region? How did they get into the country? Do we know?
African swine fever for the past few months has been recorded in Greater Accra region, and then in about some few months ago, we also recorded it in the Bono East region. Yeah, so we are now having it in Ashanti.
We're now having it here in the Ashanti. It's now here. Yes. But do we know how it came in? I'm asking this question because some people are purporting that somebody brought a foreign pig into the country, and they asked some people to go help them, slaughter it and stuff like that, and that's how come we have it in our country. Have you picked such information? How true is it?
Okay, I can't speak to the index case. So when you talk about the index case, then we are talking about the first case that led to this particular outbreak. I can't speak to the index case. Yes.
Okay, you can speak to that again, but let me dwell on that a while longer. I'm told that with this African swine fever, human beings, let me put it this way, human beings are the carriers. So therefore, if we come into contact with the virus, then we spread it to pigs. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so then we are zooming into transmission of the disease.
Yeah.
Yes. So the disease in the excretions of the animal, saliva, and then the urine, the blood, and then all those things. So handling an infected animal or an affected animal, and then later going to handle an uninfected animal will lead to the transmission. Taking feed from an infected place to an uninfected place can lead to that. Taking farm equipment from an infected place to another uninfected place will lead to it. So there are lots of mechanical vectors that are involved in this. So if you go to an infected place and then you later go to an uninfected place, or you handle an infected animal and later handle an uninfected animal, then you are transmitting the virus.
For how long does the human being carry this? I mean, if we are the carriers and we, spread based on the surfaces and things we touch, for how long do we carry this with us?
This very virus is very strong. So it is very, it's able to withstand some level of heat. It's able to withstand some level of acid. So it can stay in the environment for some time.
But we don't know exactly how long.
Oh yeah, it can stay with you for months. It can be with you for months.
So what happens to the pigs when they get the infection? What happens to them?
Okay, so we are now talking about clinical signs. Oh, okay. So basically, African swine fever. So there is fever. So there's increase in temperature. There is the animal is dull, is lying down. Normally, typically, you are going to see some redness on the skin of the animal. So even if you don't know anything, at least you may see some redness on the skin, and then maybe on the extremities, maybe around the ears, you may see some we call it cyanosis, bluish coloration around the ears. The animal is not eating. Yeah, so we have different presentation. You may have the per-acute case, the acute, the subacute, and then the chronic. So in the per-acute, if you have the per-acute case, all of a sudden you are going to see sudden death. Sudden death. You go there and then these animals are dead. And then in the acute case, then you are probably going to see some level of clinical signs, but then they die shortly. And then in the subacute, it's more lengthened, and then in the chronic is more so that is more like it. So you are seeing the skin lesions, you are seeing the increase in temperature, you are seeing the bluishness around the ears, you are seeing these animals are dull, these animals are not eating, these animals are and then about 24 to 48 hours before they die, they are not even able to move. In pregnant animals, they are aborting. Yeah.
I see. So are they able to be treated